Radio. And I want to dig right into the news today, right into the huge stories. In fact, I've been running on empty, so to speak, really not getting a lot of sleep based on just all the news, this gun ban, this overt tyranny being propelled by President Barack Obama. We put out a series of videos over the past few days, civil war to erupt in America, Obama to ban guns by executive order, Obama disarming America for the outbreak of civil war. I have an emergency broadcast being uploaded literally as we speak. Should be up in a few minutes. Hopefully we'll get more of you joining our discussion here today. But all the rage, this is all across the blogosphere, all across the World Wide Web. Drudge Report is featuring it. Alex Jones versus Piers Morgan. Now, remember, there's been a petition that was started. Alex Jones is one of the people behind this petition, among many, with over 100,000 plus signatures signed to deport Piers Morgan for attacking the Second Amendment, for attacking the U.S. Constitution, a red coat. Just like we had the first American Revolution in this country, now we have a red coat telling us that Americans should disarm themselves willfully. This is the game plan that President Barack Obama is implementing. They're clearly scapegoating Sandy Hook and the murder and killing of innocent children to achieve political gain, to achieve a political objective. And it's always been about the guns. Let's make that abundantly clear. And hopefully I've made that abundantly clear over the past 3 years that I've been doing this show. It's always been about the guns. The very day President Barack Obama was elected president in 2008, war was declared on America. And this is where we sit today, war. And Obama is planning for the outbreak of a much more violent domestic conflict here at home, which in my opinion will result in civil war. People said I was nuts 3-4 years ago when I was talking about this, when we talked about this as a natural progression of Obama's rule. And here we are. More and more Americans are talking about it. We have Piers Morgan, this British host, mocking Americans, mocking our Second Amendment. And it was amazing to watch this interview. In fact, I'm really surprised that Piers Morgan even had Alex Jones on his program. So I do have to commend him for that. I have to commend him for getting the alternative opinion on air. But it also makes me question what the motives were and what the motives are. Because this is how it's being portrayed. You got to watch this interview. We put one of the main clips up on our channel. Alex Jones destroys Piers Morgan. It's the full first part of the interview. There's several other clips up on the World Wide Web. They're all over the place. They're getting hundreds of thousands of views. Alex Jones literally just destroys Piers Morgan on his show. He's talking over him. He's getting aggressive. Clearly passionate, and he's meeting the globalists, as he likes to term it himself, head on. And, I was really proud of him watching him. I was really proud of Alex for standing up for America, standing up for our rights, standing up for the Second Amendment, the U.S. Constitution. There's very few people with the balls to do this. But the criticism here, and I'm hearing this from a lot of people, and obviously this is going to be how the mainstream media interprets this, is they're going to just spin it is Alex Jones. Here he is, just another crackpot, psychopath. In fact, even on the post-interview, they reneged on the 3-part interview that they supposedly originally had set up with Alex, booted him off. One of the producers on Piers Morgan's show was in tears because of just the clear passion that was being, filled the air last night. So there's a lot of concern that this is going to be overlooked and used as a reason to, and more ammunition, really, no pun intended, to ban guns. In fact, this is exactly what they were saying. They were saying post the interview is, this is why we don't want Americans to have guns. Look at Alex Jones. He's crazy. He's a crackpot. One of the guys said, I'm paraphrasing, that he would be afraid to be in Alex Jones's home because if he were to disagree with him, Alex, he inferred, might shoot him. Now, this is just ludicrous. This is insanity. This is how the mainstream media is going to portray this. And it makes me think that there was motive. I don't necessarily think it was out of the goodness of Piers Morgan's heart or just, his sheer wanting to have a formal debate, as he kept putting it, even though Alex, continued to talk over him and over his voice for much of the program. I can very clearly see how this is being used and how this will be another part of Obama's will to ban guns and use an interview like this to show the American people that these people are crazy, constitutionalists are terrorists, anybody that's pro-Second Amendment is a nutbag, a nut job. Here's why we're banning guns. And this is just absolutely insane. It's crazy, and this is the most scary time that I've been alive in my short 30-plus years. This is the most frightened and terrified I've been for the nation and for the country. This is very real. President Barack Obama is coming after your guns. Period. End of story. It's finished. It's over. They're going to scapegoat these events. They're going to scapegoat these MK Ultra CIA psyops, and they're going for everything. They're going for everything. So I really commend Alex. I really commend him for standing up in his sheer passion for the movement and passion for liberty. But I also think we need to step back here, give it some criticism, and think about how this is going to be interpreted by the mainstream media. And, of course, the mainstream media influences public opinion, so how this is going to be interpreted by the public. Now, it's great that Alex was able to shock the audience, to shock the nation. In fact, I would rather have him go to the Piers Morgan interview and do exactly what he just did, because at the very least, people are talking about it. At the very least, even if they think he's crazy, it's bringing the Second Amendment issue to the forefront. That's a huge positive. But the spin around it, and we're already starting to get this spin, the spin around this is everybody that's pro-Second Amendment and is a constitutionalist is insane, is a nut job, just like Adam Lanza, just like all these killers, the MK Ultra killer, the Jared Loughner's, etc. They want to lump all these people, including Alex Jones, into that same basket, when that's simply not true. So now that we've got the nation's attention, now that we've got the attention of millions of people around the country, and again, I commend, Alex Jones for doing his job and making this happen. Now we have to have a more balanced approach in presenting our case to the American people. Now, look, there is nothing crazy about what Alex Jones is saying. Nothing at all. There is nothing crazy about not wanting to get rid of the Second Amendment, not wanting a totalitarian dictator in the name of President Barack Obama, who represents himself and special interest groups. There is nothing crazy about saying, no, you're not taking our guns, you're not coming after our freedom, we're not going to allow it to happen. There is nothing crazy about that at all. But what we need to think about is the presentation being made to the American public in a call to action, and a call to self-defense, and a call to arms, so to speak. They will not take our guns. I mean, let's be clear about this. They will not take our guns. It's not going to happen. President Obama, he can call for an executive order. He can use his authoritative power, much like Hitler did, before the onset of World War II, much like other dictators like Mao have done. He can do that. But there is a fighting minority, and albeit it is a minority, there's a fighting minority that will not give up their guns. And honest to God, you're going to have to kill these people, and that could very well be the intention of the federal government, in order for them to succumb to an absolute raping of our freedom, raping of the U.S. Constitution, and raping of the Second Amendment, and our ability to defend ourselves from enemies, both foreign and domestic. And what is clear is that we have very real threats working, that have been working for decades on the inside of government and of the systems that run and govern our land today in America. Now, I posted a video yesterday saying, you know what, I am ashamed to be an American at this point. I don't even know if I define myself as an American. Sometimes I think about this, because America does not represent a darn thing that I believe in or stand for anymore. the people at the top, where the power has been concentrated in the hands of President Barack Obama on behalf of his handlers, a select few individuals and huge, massive special interest group monies, has nothing to do with what an American patriot, somebody that loves liberty, freedom, is willing to fight and die for it, stands for at all. And so this is just an extremely sad, morbid time in American history, and you can probably see how this resonates a little bit on some of the videos I'm putting up. Please get this recent video. It's going to go live. In fact, I haven't clicked the live button on. I'm going to get this going live here when we come up to our first commercial break. Please get this out to as many people as you can. Please share it. And when I rebroadcast this, I'll put a link so you can share it and you can watch this. The video is titled Emergency Broadcast, Obama Plans for Civil War Ahead of Gun Ban. Now, hopefully this is a balanced approach, to get the nation's attention, which I think we already have their attention. I think Alex Jones has done a fantastic job on behalf of the liberty movement of getting the attention of America. But now we need to be proactive and we need to think about our presentation. And just like we're trying to win a case in a court, we have to present evidence in a positive, good light, from a balanced viewpoint that will educate as many people as possible in America today and around the world to why we need to stand up for ourselves, why we need to speak up, why we need to speak out, why we need to do it now, not tomorrow, not the next day, right now. And we have to say no to this. We cannot succumb to this tyranny. Now, I've talked about this a lot in other shows. It's going to be the minority that fights this new war. That's just the reality. It's going to be the few. It's going to be the few brave men, women, and even children in spirit that are going to fight this second American Revolution. This is 1776 repeated. This is 1776 all over again. Albeit as a minority, just like we won the first American Revolution, it was a minority that fought then, and we won. America was founded. America was established. The redcoats lost. Well, I'll tell you what, Piers Morgan, you're going to lose, buddy. You're going to lose too. And the globalists, and I'm, taking that because I love how, Alex Jones likes to use that word. In fact, I've got friends that say, gosh darn it, Chris, if Alex says globalists one more time, I'm going to turn them off. But these globalists will not win. The power structure, this overreaching body of control freaks, of selfish you-know-whats, are not going to win over our dead bodies. Over our dead body should be the mantra, should be the mantra here in the United States. So absolutely amazing, and I encourage you to get all of these videos out. Share the Alex Jones interview. Get that out. Let's create and make a discussion. It's happening right now. So absolutely amazing. I was watching a post-op video that Alex put out just talking about the fact that he's obviously jazzed and he's jacked that, he was out in New York City, but he's in Thugville on Thugland. This is where Mayor Bloomberg and, all of his scumbag undercover police force and, bodyguards are located, and they have, a few run-ins with undercover cops. Alex says there's never been a point in his entire career where family and friends, audience included, have been more concerned for his well-being. And, put yourself in Alex Jones's shoes for a minute. I mean, he just came off one of the most heated, unbelievable interviews I have ever seen. I mean, I was sharing this with Topher Morrison, our wonderful contributor at AMTV News. He left me a voicemail before coming on the air. So, Christopher, I laughed, I cried, I was shocked, I smiled. All the emotions just came out at once. And I think that's how a lot of us feel. And so we know that the passion runs high. We know that this is extremely contentious. I mean, this is about everything America stands for. This is about give me liberty or give me death. And I want to drive that home, because the alternative here to not fighting this and to not fighting back and not standing up against, standing up for what you believe in and against these people, the alternative is death. There is no other alternative. Government is responsible for more non-natural deaths. It's called democide than any other cause in the history of man. History will not repeat itself any other way than what I just shared with you. They take your guns, they create a registry first, then they take them, then you have total tyranny. You can't protect yourself. There is no self-defense, and it's over. It's finished. It's done. Give me liberty or give me death. So it'll be very interesting to see how much sustainability there is around this interview. And Alex Jones in the post-op video, which I encourage you to watch as well. I realize I'm doing a lot of promotion for him at the moment, but I feel that his message is so important and so valuable, and he's one of the few people with the balls to put this, and he's one of the few people that actually has the platform to put it on a national stage like this as well. So I commend him in what he is doing, but he was talking about the fact that his father had called him post the interview, his wife, and they're basically saying, watch your back. I mean, his dad said, watch your back, like, I'm worried about you. Everybody's talking about you. America's calling you a terrorist, and that's why he's saying, he put out a video, he says, if I'm killed, if I'm attacked, if something happens to me, it's thugs, it's Bloomberg thugs, it's the undercover cops, it's the government putting a hit on them, just like Andrew Breitbart. Andrew Breitbart was murdered by the federal government, murdered by President Barack Obama and his counterparties. Bottom line, it's a simple, hard truth people don't want to believe and they don't want to look at, but it's the truth. This is what we're dealing with in America today. I'm Christopher Green. We'll be right back, hard-hitting and in your face. I'm Christopher Green. This is Green Wave Radio Live. Just getting up our emergency broadcast video, Obama plans for civil war ahead of gun ban. In fact, I'm tweeting this right now, Facebooking it, getting it out to the viewing public. Please share it. Breaking down the Alex Jones, Piers Morgan interview. This might be the most heated, confrontational interview I have ever seen on the Second Amendment. It's fantastic to see Alex Jones put this on the national stage. I'm actually pretty amazed that they even allowed him on the program. I talked about on the previous half before the commercial break here that I think that there's also motive behind this interview. There's a reason Alex Jones was let on this program. The reason being they want to make any patriot, anybody that's pro-Second Amendment, pro-Constitution, pro-freedom, pro-liberty, they want to turn you into a terrorist, label you a terrorist, label you a crackpot, label you a crazy person. They're going to say, Obama's going to say, this is why you shouldn't have guns. It's why we're banning guns. Very scary. I've never seen anything like this in the 30-plus years that I've been alive. And this is all leading down the rabbit hole to civil war. A much deeper, broader, regional, domestic conflict here at home. In our cities, in our towns, in our churches. It's coming here. If we don't step up to the plate and fight for our Second Amendment and fight for our freedom, then what's next? If we can't defend ourselves, then why would they allow us to have freedom of religion or speech or anything else? Maybe they'll start occupying our homes with the military at all times. I mean, they've already created this big brother environment, but we can't get away from the government. We're completely dependent on it. In fact, I'll laugh or joke, but I'm really just joking because in a perverse way. And there's a lot of construction going on in Phoenix at the moment and Scottsdale. And I swear to God, they've been working on the same roads for months. Now they build major skyscrapers in China in days. They put some of these buildings up I've seen online in 10 days, yet we can't get a road paved. And you probably see this in your city or town as well. We can't even get a road paved. They're not even halfway finished, and it's been, 3 months. Why? Why can't anything get done? Well, I'll tell you why nothing can get done, because that's the government for you. That's the federal government. And the workers have no incentive to finish. They want work. They want to work. They're going to take as long as they possibly can so that they can get paid. You know, just like the DMV. It's just like every government program in existence today. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the health care bill, etc. Sounds great. Sounds like a gravy train. Sounds unbelievable. Everybody wants it. You know, sounds like a good idea, but in essence, horrible idea because it doesn't work. All they'll do is tax us more, take more money, resources away from the producers, and give it to the people that don't produce anything. That's where we are in the United States today. You know, I'm really interested to see, I'm going back to Piers Morgan again. I see they've got another article up on Drudge as I speak. It says British host mocks scary Americans. I mean, I wonder if this guy even stays in America. I mean, he did make a comment that, he'd leave America. President Barack Obama didn't, go in and ban the guns right away. But that's the problem. Of course, President Barack Obama is going to use executive power to ban guns. As I've said so before, there is no Congress anymore. He bypasses Congress for everything. There is no government anymore. I mean, you need to get this through your heads if it's not already there. We, as Americans, every single one of us needs to get this through our thick skull. There is no government anymore. There is no Congress anymore. There is no Constitution, Second Amendment anymore. Take is what these scumbags are up to. It's what their political agenda and the global agenda has been from the get-go. First, they raped us. They transferred trillions of dollars worth of wealth. Then they bail out the same individuals that destroyed America in the first place and bankrupted millions of Americans. And then they put and shuffle that on the backs of the American people. And now they're disarming. They're disarming America, they're disarming Americans, and they're taking away the guns. I mean, can this be any more crystal clear than it already is? Can this make any more sense? I mean, how much more do we have to dumb this down for the American people? How much more do we have to point people in the right direction, say, look, President Barack Obama is a danger to America. He is one of the most dangerous people on the planet, operating on behalf of his counterparties, a very select few people, individuals, companies, big business, big dollar signs, aimed at doing one thing, controlling you, enslaving you, keeping you working, too busy, too stressed out to really do anything else, and keeping you in bondage through mortgages and debt and credit cards and a consumerist bullshit society that tells you you need. You know, these are wants, not needs. In fact, what people need is very little. You know, we need love, and that's pretty much just about all you need. Love. Get through anything with love. In fact, if you got love, you're the wealthiest person on the planet. So if you've got that, pat yourself on the back. You're a lucky man. You're a lucky woman. You're a lucky person. You know, something interesting happened, too, earlier this morning. I was looking at one of the videos that I had put up. This was, let me go down here. I'm scrolling down. Obama disarming America before gun ban. And it was really interesting. It had clicked on, and it had kind of stayed there for a while on 66666. So 6,666 views, and it was just stuck there. It's been stuck there for most of the day. It actually changed here. We're approaching 7,000 views on it now. But it was just kind of a reminder to me. I mean, it's just a constant reminder of just the very evil nature among us, ever present in our society at all times. These people are evil. It's why it sounds crazy. It's why people like Alex Jones, if they just look at him, and they're not really studying this stuff for themselves, they'll just go, this guy is a maniac. What an egotistical freak is what a lot of people will say of him. You know, this guy is off his rocker, tinfoil hat, nut job. Yet if you actually look at a lot of what Alex Jones says, I'm not saying that Alex Jones is he's our savior or anything like that, or, he's not human being, and there's a lot that I, disagreed with Alex Jones, but a lot of what he talks about is the truth. This attack on the Second Amendment, this attack on guns, attack on the Constitution, attack on our freedom will result in death, will result in war. It's why they are disarming us. Why would they disarm us if they didn't intend for there to be war, if they didn't intend for there to be civil unrest? You create a national registry. Obama's been working on this ever since he took office. This will be done via the United Nations through the Disarmament Treaty. Once they have the registry, they ban people, individuals, anybody that's ever been on any kind of drug, SSRI, even if you've just been prescribed Valium or Prozac or Zoloft or Paxil once in your life, maybe you didn't even take it, you won't be allowed to buy a gun, even though they're the ones prescribing this medication. And that's a whole nother issue that we've covered extensively that the mainstream media fails to talk about the role of these drugs, worse than crack or heroin or cocaine or meth or anything else, in my opinion, that is in the systems and the makeup and biology of all these psychopathic killers, all these people, Adam Lanza, Jared Loughner, the MK Ultra Batman Massacre movie theater, James Holmes shooter. Every single one of these people off their rocker, drugged out by the machine, drugged out by the establishment. Drugs. And if you're not on chemical drugs, you're on the propaganda drug. You've been commercialized, sold out. Millions of Americans watch TV, and every 5 seconds you're told that you're inferior. You suck. You need this. You need a car. You need a Mercedes. You need a new home, flashy clothes, a fancy watch, et cetera, et cetera. You need. No, you don't need any of that. You don't need any of that. All you need is love. You don't even need a roof over your head. People survive without roofs over their head. This is a complete hijacking of America. This is a totalitarian takeover of our entire system, whether or not we're looking at it from an economic perspective or a social perspective. This is what tyranny looks, feels, tastes, and smells like. This is what we have today. A total hijacking, a total takeover. Yet very few people are awake to the truth. These people, as they like to say, these tinfoil hatters, pro-Second Amendment type people, U.S. constitutionalists, are patriots. They're not terrorists. They're not enemies. These people are here to protect you. Don't turn your back on these people. These people are standing up for everything that's good, right, moral, and just, and godly about this country and about the very nature, the precarious nature of freedom and liberty. We are lucky to have any semblance of it left, and they are flushing it down the toilet and putting it through a shredder on a daily basis. President Barack Obama is an enemy of the state, and he's the most dangerous man on the planet, in my opinion. Not because he's necessarily running the globalist plan, but because he's implementing it on behalf of these people. He's the messenger. He's the Jesus Christ figure of these very evil psychopaths. These satanic devil worshipers that call themselves our leadership, that are all hunky-dory like Bill Clinton. This isn't about Democrat or Republicans. I lump all these people in the same boat. These people are all the same. You notice Hillary Clinton, her fake concussions. Oh, sorry, Hillary. Oh, sorry, fake concussion. Okay, you don't have to, testify in Benghazi now. Yeah, you can just get out of it. And I saw a picture of Bill and just like this fake grin on his face. What a loser. What a bunch of friggin' losers. And what a bunch of liars. Remember, Bill Clinton, our former president, your former president, lied and perjured himself in front of the American people. That is treasonous, in my opinion. He should be punished by the highest law of the land. He should be sitting and rotting in a cage right now like Bernie Madoff. But no, America treats him like a freaking hero.
People worship at the knees of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Can't wait for her to run for a 2016 tyranny agenda. Maybe she'll pick up where Obama left off if she gets the chance. If Obama doesn't reelect himself for a third, fourth, fifth, and who knows, maybe even sixth term. You know, he'll be the Hugo Chavez on life support when he's 90, socializing America. But it isn't about socialism. This is about totalitarianism. This is the equivalent of Nazism. It's just as bad as that. This is what we have in America today. Wake up. Wake up. These are very troubling times, and this is a very troubling time for the people of the world. This is not just about what's going on in the United States. This is global. We lose our freedom here. We lose the Second Amendment in the United States. There's not another place on earth that you're going to get that back. You're going to be pillaged. You're going to be raped. And you're going to be murdered by your government just like they have done before, many times throughout the course of history. That's why American patriots had to shed blood so we can have what we have today. People had to die for it. You weren't just gifted it as a kid. You weren't just born into it like, here's your Second Amendment and your gun. Put it to your hip like John Wayne and learn to shoot it. You know, a lot of us were born into America that way. We were the lucky ones. We didn't have to shed blood. Our ancestors had to shed blood. And again, it was the minority. It was the few that were actually willing to sacrifice, because the great majority will falsely, under false pretenses, and you'll see it again, and we're seeing it now. They're going to side with Obama. They're going to side with the government. They don't realize they're being manipulated. They don't realize they're drugged. That's what a drug is. You don't even know you have a problem, or you deny the problem, or you don't want to look at the truth. Millions of Americans are siding with Satan. They're siding with the devil. They're siding with the global power structure, and they will be burned by it, literally. They will be burned by it. And the few that are awake, the few that can see the truth, are going to be scapegoated as crackpots, crazies, lunatics, and tinfoil hat constitutional freak shows. I'm here to tell you those people are the real heroes in America today, the real patriots, and the people every man, woman, and child should be looking up to, because these are the people standing up for you, America. These are the people that will defend you, defend your family, their family, your land. People are here to protect you. Don't turn your back on these people. I'm Christopher Green. We'll be right back right after this short commercial break. I was just laughing at myself. I mean, just watching this video, watching Alex Jones, and just the total breakdown and coup of the mainstream media and CNN is just unbelievable. And, reading quotes here, my favorite part is when Alex says, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. And it's the truth. And I love his passion. I love his passion. He also made a comment, says, you're a hatchet man of the New World Order. Taking a stab at Piers Morgan. Says he's going to box with him. That's why I started laughing, and I was talking to Topher about this. We were cracking up. It's like, hey, I'll put on my red, white, and blue, and you can put your Jolly Roger suit on. What are you going to do next, Piers? Ban hands? Ban fists? And it's so true. Blunt objects, hammers, bees. In fact, I'm just going to create a gigantic list, and we'll put it out as a documentary. All the things that kill people more than guns. Yeah, we're not going after any of those. We're not outlawing and banning hammers or blunt objects, or we don't have a war on bees. The bees are terrorists. Let's go after them. Let's put our hands down their pants. I guess bees have an advantage, because if you put your hand down a bee's pants, he'll sting you. It's too bad that once they sting you, they usually die. So there is some hope in this too, and the hope and I guess the positivity that I gain from this is the fact that this has been put on the global stage, the fact that it's now being talked about, and that the platform has expanded. And General for Liberty pumps me up, psychs me up, gets me excited. We've been working so hard. Every single one of you that shares our content, our videos, comments on what we do, supports us, gets the good word out, etc. All my friends, family, every single one of you in the audience, we're affecting change. We're affecting something positive. We're fighting for something we believe in. We're standing up for what is right. And it's the most difficult thing. It always is the most difficult. The toughest choice to make in life is the right. It's always the right one. It's easy, cutting corners, doing what you know you probably shouldn't be doing is always the most difficult, is always the hardest for people to do. And usually they succumb to what is easy. Most people succumb to what is comfortable. But I'm telling you, if you choose the right path, if you choose the path, yes, it is harder. Yes, there's going to be roadblocks. There's more challenge. But there's also more reward. And at the end of the day, we all have to look ourselves in the mirror. And I know I have to look myself in the mirror. And when I look back and I look into the eyes, and I look into my own eyes, and you look into yours, you should be proud of who you are. You should smile back at your reflection. And if you're not proud of who you are, if you don't smile back or know who you are when you're looking at that reflection, when you're looking yourself in the mirror, you need to make some fundamental changes in your life, my friend, because you are not on the right path. You are on a path to self-destruction. You are on a path to something that will not end well. You are on a path that is not the right one. So I'm pumped up. I'm excited. I think this is an unbelievable opportunity for America. You know what? In a certain respect, I'm glad Obama's coming for the guns. You come after our guns, mother, you know what? Come after us. Come and get them, is I think what a lot of Americans are saying right now. Because at this point, there's a lot of Americans with an itchy trigger finger. And I'm telling you, my friend, you come after our guns, you come after the Second Amendment, there will be a price to pay. And that is the truth. Millions of Americans feel that way. And I'm expressing that hardcore emotion, and I'm expressing that passion on behalf of the American people and the patriots of America. That's the bottom line, and that's the truth. That's what we're fighting for. We are fighting for our independence, baby. 1776. This is our time now. Liberty time. Freedom time, baby. I want you to be jacked up. I want you to be pumped. I want you to be psyched up. Come after the guns, Obama. Use executive order. Put it to the test. Put America to the test. Because you know what, my friend? America always wins. The patriots always win. Liberty never dies. Ever. You can kill people. You can eradicate people. You can throw us in concentration camps. But liberty never dies. Ever. Ever. And I'm the type of guy, I believe good will prevail. I believe goodness will and always will prevail in the end. Yeah, we're met with treachery. We're met with roadblocks. We're met with challenges, but liberty will win. Freedom will win. Goodness will win. What's right will win over what's wrong. And what these people are implementing is wrong. You know, it's absolutely amazing to me how easy it is to manipulate the American people. You know, I played a video of Barack Obama in 2008, literally telling the people in his audience, he says, I'm on TV, and I support the Second Amendment. I'll never take it away. I'll never come after your guns. I'll never come after your shotgun. I'll never come after your, automatic, semi-automatic weapon. And here he is, that sneaky little bastard. That sneaky little bastard, and he wants your guns now because it's for the children. You know, look, if we're protecting our children, you want to protect our children, the last thing you want to do is give up your guns. I mean, think about this for a minute. I mean, honestly, you want to be sitting at your house at night when a dozen hoodlums come into your home and start to attempt to rape your 5-year-old daughter and your wife. You want to call 911 in that scenario, like, hey, 911, I got an emergency here. I'll hold. Is that what you want to do, or you want to pull out your 12 gauge? Yeah, I'm going to give you the options there. What do you think? You want to rely on Mr. Fancy Pants, big government to save your ass? Just like they saved you in '08? Yeah, did a great job with that. Did a great job and have done a great job bankrupting the nation. Yeah, these people are trustworthy. False flag terror attack after false flag terror attack, whether or not it's September 11th or Sandy Hook. It comes with the Patriot Act after September 11th, followed by Sandy Hook, and now it's about the guns. Because it's about our children. What a lowlife. You're a lowlife, President Obama. You're a lowlife to scapegoat Sandy Hook in the death of children in order to achieve your political goal, your political aim of tyranny. You're a disgusting disgrace of a human being, the lowest of the low. You're the scum. You're not worth the scum on the bottom of my foot. I cherish the scum on the bottom of my foot compared to these people in power at the moment. Like I said, there is no Congress. There is no president. There is no Senate. There is no government anymore. Just tyranny. Just dictators. Just totalitarianism. And if you give up your guns, it will mean death. It will mean death. Democide. Your government responsible for more non-natural deaths than any other cause in human history. Facts. Facts. Look up the numbers yourself. Google it. Democide. Fact. Andrew Breitbart was murdered. Could someone like Alex Jones be taken out? You bet your ass. I hope to God, I pray to God, no. But even him himself, he's scared. He's worried. The people are worried. The real patriots are frightened. But they shouldn't be, because they have goodness, they've got hope, they've got God on their side, in my opinion. This is a scary time for America, but you know what? It should be even more scary and more frightening for this leadership. It should be more frightening for these people. You know, this is just the last leg. This is the final nail in the coffin. Once they get this in, then they roll out the red carpet on total meltdown, total economic collapse. The quantitative easing stops. The printing presses stop. The bailouts, well, those will continue, but it will crumble to the ground. It will crumble to the ground. If you thought 2008 was a firestorm, wait until you see what they got in store. And they're not going to let that happen until you're fully disarmed. They're not going to take you to war until you're fully disarmed. I mean, think about it. If you were them, would you want the patriots of America armed? Of course not. Of course not. The first thing you're going to do is disarm them. And that's exactly what they're doing. Actions speak louder than words, my friends. Actions speak louder than words. And we are all a testament to that. We all have to uphold ourselves to that standard. Actions speak louder than words. Get the message out, people. Get the message out. Share our videos. Share our emergency broadcast that we just put up a few minutes ago. Facebook it, tweet it, share it with your friends, subscribe to us on YouTube. Get the message out. I don't care how you get it out there, just get it out. Talk about it. Bring it up. Talk about guns. If you're, sitting at a bar or church or wherever you are, business, talk about it. Have a discussion. You'll be amazed how many friends you meet. You'll be amazed how many people feel and think just the way you do.